Hi, everybody from Seattle, Washington, and Nova Scotia and Northern California. This is Adam from Buuteeq, and I've got Jason and Jason from BookingCenter along with us. Hey, guys.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hello, hello. And this is the first in a series of instructional webinars about what in the world are BookingCenter and Buuteeq doing together and why it might be of interest to your property. And this is kind of our beta test for the week. It's a small, intimate crowd. So rather than have this be a draconian, boring presentation, although I have some pretty slides and some charts and ROI things to share, I thought I would just open up the microphones too, because we have a small audience today. And that way you can just share what's on your minds, what guys would like to learn in the next 30 minutes or so, and we can kind of keep it tailored to you. So we've got both Doreen and Jennifer on the line. And Doreen and Jennifer, if you feel just like being passive, I'm getting a little bit of feedback here. If you feel like just being passive and letting us do the presentation, just say so via chat or here, and we can just present, and you guys can kick back and have your coffee or afternoon tea, depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so one person is busy multitasking, so we're gonna keep it kind of passive, and I'll present for now. And then as questions come up in the GoToWebinar little tool that you should all have, just ask them. You can put them in the chat box. You can put them in the question box. I don't really care. Ask away, and we'll get started. So I'll share a little bit of a story about why Buuteeq and BookingCenter are collaborating. This started like many love stories between two businesses do, at a conference, at a trade show called CABI, the California Bed and Breakfast Industry event, a couple months back. And Buuteeq, being very good digital marketing to drive more traffic and convert traffic into reservations, had long coveted a really rich content management system that we have, but also a CRS, a centralized reservation system, property management system, the other piece of the puzzle to really manage reservations, which is something that Buuteeq does a little bit, but others do it better. And BookingCenter contacted us and said, we really like what you guys are doing to drive demand into booking engines. We've got a great booking engine solution, and maybe there's something we can do together. And a lot of us in both companies come from the same part of the country, sort of a similar culture, and we thought this would be a nice match made in heaven. And so we've collaborated to provide a very rich, important solution. Really, it's not for us necessarily. It's not even for you, the owner-operator. It's more for the guest experience. So I wanted to demonstrate what that looks like to your guests and why it could be valuable to your business. And then we'll add Jason for color commentary on the BookingCenter side. So let me talk a little bit in the first part about digital marketing today and why it's different from what you may have experienced. So digital marketing, when we think about the prologue, the history up until now, it's very often centered around a static website. And what I mean by static is it's not a live thing that you can really make changes to easily. It's advantageous to make changes. It's good for SEO. It's good for driving more traffic. It keeps guests engaged. It keeps you on your toes. But making changes is typically expensive to do because you're partnering with an agency, or it's a complicated thing to do, or it can take time. So neither of those words are very good, pleasant words to think about. And that's what we in the industry have been dealing with for a long time when it comes to online marketing. And the pivot that we're making now is something called digital marketing systems. And if you can remember one thing from today, because you're very busy, digital marketing systems are really combining the beauty of online marketing at its best with the beast of analytics and the ability to know down to the pennies, pounds, and pence of your business where your traffic is going and how you're monetizing that traffic against your reservations channels. And the analytics piece is really a powerful, powerful concert of what BookingCenter does and what Buuteeq does. So a digital marketing system in a nutshell is really the website the mobile website. Mobile is important. We're going to talk about that. A social presence. Social is also becoming more and more relevant for guests, not only to kind of get to know you, but actually to book with you. And then finally, the analytics piece. So there's a before and after story here. We want you to think about the after as a system that allows you to make a yearly investment in a digital marketing system, and in return, you can really get better ROI out of it. So that's the kind of high-level set. Before we talk about website design and what works for guests, analytics are fundamental. They're no longer an option. They're really essential. And I'm talking today more than just Google Analytics, which is available, it's free. It's also very cumbersome if you want to look at a view of guests' behavior online for the hospitality industry. So Google Analytics is a general tool that would take 30 minutes to an hour to really get a view of what your guests are doing online. And it only shows you where they're coming from. Once they're on your site, you don't have any visibility from Google. And that's really where the most important analysis takes place. So the ability to see what people are actually booking, what pieces of your website they are going to before they hit the booking button, that's something that a digital marketing system can do for you. So the same system that you log into to see where your guests are coming from, you can also see what they are doing, what rooms they're looking at, what rates, what promotions, before they actually book. So you get that view with a digital marketing system that Google Analytics alone would not allow you to do. Very, very valuable. And in addition to that, that's kind of a back-end piece. And another thing that's important about digital marketing systems is that they're all cloud-based. So whether you're an owner-operator and you're away from your property but you want to manage your digital marketing, or you're on property, perhaps you're a professional staff and you want to do some changes, any place that you have access to the internet, a secure connection in the cloud, just like the BookingCenter cloud-based PMS, the boutique cloud-based digital marketing system is log on anytime, anywhere to manage your business. And now we're going to talk about design. In boutique, we come from a fairly long, rich heritage of making things really, really frickin' pretty on the web. And pardon my vernacular there, but it's true in that compelling design really translates people who are looking into people who are booking. And so here, what we see is an example of something called eye tracking. And this is something that, although I've been into digital marketing now for about 15 years of my own life, I had not seen until a couple of months ago. And what eye tracking does is it actually looks at the retinal scans and behaviors of travelers, of guests, vis-a-vis what they're seeing on the screen. So this is not where they are clicking, it's actually where they are looking. And one of the things that we confirm from seeing this is that their eyes go to content that sells rooms and sells experiences. So here we see a website where we have a beautiful, rich, broad photographic asset. The eyes are going here. We can see also here the heat map is really going to the bookings button. And that sends guests right into the BookingCenter environment, and we're going to show that environment in real time and how BookingCenter and Boutique together make it better. In addition, all of the menu items on this site are very clear and easy to figure out. In both leisure and business travel, there's something that's interesting in that travelers really want to turn off their mind and turn off their heart, turn on their heart. In other words, don't let me think about how to use the website. Just let me find the things that are really interesting to me quickly and easily so I can sort of see your compelling story. And as an example of that, when someone goes onto your current website today, 7 to 7.5 times out of 10, about 70% of the time, they're going to click on the Rooms button. Once they click on the Rooms button, they're really going to have a chance to see the product, the experience, the core of the experience. And from there, you have another 50% probability that from Rooms, they're going to click on either photos or location because they want to see, is this close to where I want to go? And photos really help to tell the story. So we're going to demonstrate that in a minute. Having things be compelling and emotional, but also really measured, as we saw back here with the analytics, is very, very important. So another trend that it's here to stay, it's not going to go anywhere. In fact, it's even going to get bigger, is mobile. I would encourage you at some point in the next couple of hours to look at your own property's website, not on your computer, where up until a couple of years ago, almost 100% of people were viewing you online. Look at it from your phone. And today, up to 20% of prospective guests will look at you on a mobile device first, and they will have a real impression of your brand and your guest experience. Not only that, we're starting to see actual booking behavior clicking from the phone actually into your booking engine. So by 2014, Google predicts that this will be 80%. Google and Apple, as you know, is kind of two of the linchpin doyens of innovation and consumerism, really are focused in a war on mobile. One thing's for sure about the outcome of that battle: consumers will start to look at you more and more on mobile first. At Boutique, we don't think of mobile optimization as something special or something incremental that we charge for. It's included with all of the services that we do because it's where your guests are going today. And in balance to that, there's another new channel and new trend, and that is social. So Facebook initially, of course, was a bunch of college kids on campuses collaborating around something new, this kind of digital club or tribe. And it has morphed into a juggernaut. In fact, one of the statistics that I really love about Facebook is that if Facebook were a country, only India and China would be bigger. And so you've got a very interesting billion-person base of users that are now starting to use Facebook to ask friends and family, where should I go when I'm traveling? What should I do when I'm traveling? And your properties are certainly on Facebook in some way, and in a very short order, very easily, they can actually start to book rooms with you on Facebook. So here we see an example of what Facebook looks like in the wild, where on a homepage of Facebook, guests can be one click away from clicking into not only seeing more about the rooms, but actually clicking right into the BookingCenter environment to book with you directly. Most analysts in the industry believe that about 10% of all digital traffic to inns, hotels, lodges, getaways is coming from Facebook today. And that's something that is also part of the digital marketing system. So what I wanted to do now was show you a little bit about how this all works in the wild. And I'd like to do that with a couple of live examples. This is a lovely property here in Washington State called the Adrift Hotel. And the Adrift Hotel is collaborating both with Boutique and with BookingCenter. And let me show you the Boutique piece first, and then we'll talk about how we really leverage our two technologies and two companies for your benefit for more direct bookings. Here we see this nice deployment that's really leveraging photos to share the story of the property. And as we said, 7.5 times out of 10, a guest is going to click on rooms. And when a guest clicks on rooms, they are presented with very clear, actionable information that allows them on one single page, which is a best design practice, to search for rooms that might be interesting. So let's say that I'm interested in this ocean view deluxe queen room. I'm able to toggle through a nice slideshow to gain a sense of the fit and finish and the design of the room. And I'm also able to look at more info on the room. And with, again, one click away from the home page, we are able to compare rooms. This is something that guests love because they want to know how big is the room, what kinds of amenities it has vis-a-vis all the other rooms. So this is something that we allow for very easily and very simply. The next place where guests are likely to click is on location. If I like what I see in the rooms, there's a very high probability I'm going to ask, okay, what is to do in and around this? Is it part of the destination that I want to go to? So here, again, we see the ability for you as the owner or the operator to curate everything on a map just as you curate everything in the rooms portfolio. And then finally, the ability to show nice photos or to show completely customizable custom articles that could be activities to do in and around the area, more photos, more of the story of what you want to tell is all highly customizable with the digital marketing system. Here you'll notice that there's a lot of bicycle culture on the Washington coast, and we have a nice locally shot video So videos, text, all of those assets are laced very elegantly and very easily together in this site. Working with the buuteeq digital marketing system, it takes about half a day to transform a static website into a mobilely optimized, conversion-centric, analytics at your fingertips experience and a digital marketing system that is live for your guests to experience easily. We talked about mobile just to show that super fast. Here, I'm going to kind of munge this together so you can see what it would look like in a mobile device. This is a mobilely optimized experience where we have a nice rich photo asset. All the rooms are easily clickable, not with tediously looking at your fingers, but just it's one thumb click away, as we say in the mobile world, and we optimize for mobile that way. So the guest experience becomes more rich as I start to get into the booking environment, and here we start to marry the power of BookingCenter and the elegance of buuteeq. So when a guest clicks on Book Now, this is a new set of dates that I want. Let's say I want to go July 13th and 14th, sort of after the holiday. This is BookingCenter in all the inventory management that you've come to know and love over time with a very, very guest-oriented, user-friendly user interface that allows guests to really continue to be sold on the room and all the things that you can do in and around the hotel, to select a room, to maybe pick additional packages or add-ons that they would like, and then to go seamlessly into the booking environment. So this is product integration and design integration that BookingCenter and buuteeq have collaborated on together to reduce breakage and improve conversion. And that's something that when you choose to work with both buuteeq and BookingCenter, you get. So that's something that very few other booking engines are able to do with buuteeq, this kind of stylized, very, very conversion-centric experience for guests that's really, really important, because one way or another, you are paying with time, money, and effort to get guests into your booking environment. You want to make sure that they convert. Very, very important. And now what I'd like to show before we take it back to some topical questions that are coming in from the audience is the ability to really, really look at analytics and how to manage content seamlessly and easily. This is a customer that we have partnered with that's given us permission to share their analytics. And you can see that not only can you look at where the sources of traffic are coming from, you can also take a look and see on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. This is all highly optimized just for hospitality in a digital marketing system. The ability to see where your conversion traffic is coming from, and then finally, you can take a look to see bookings, how many reservations were made, what the average night stay is, what the average book rate is, what rooms people have booked actually, what search terms drew them to your site. So this is a very, very important part of a content management system. Here we call this back office, and again, you can do this from an iPad, you could do this from a new Microsoft Surface. Before working at buuteeq and founding buuteeq, I actually was a product manager on Microsoft Surface, so it's kind of nice to see the news coming out this week. But you can manage it from any connected device in the cloud. You can manage this very, very easily. I'll just show you with a demo account what this would look like. So if I have a hotel and I wanted to manage the location of something in and around the hotel, I might manage a new category called restaurants. I might search for a restaurant here in the digital marketing system. I'm going to pick something local here to Seattle. And while we're doing this, there are a couple of questions that are coming along the way that I'm happy to answer. So while we're going into this, one question that's come up is, so I get a new website, I get a mobilely optimized website, I get this Facebook presence, and I'll show you what this looks like on Facebook as we're doing this. How much does this all cost? And we charge, like a lot of cloud-based solutions, this is a yearly fee. And so this is what this looks like on Facebook. Someone had asked in the audience today what the Facebook deployment looks like. And here is a nice hotel that has all of their marketing assets here, right one click away from their homepage on Facebook, including the ability to book online and make reservations. So you can see that. So we charge a yearly subscription fee, and we do that based on the number of rooms. So when a hotel or an inn is interested in working with us, one of the first things that we do to answer that question about what are the costs is to understand how much revenue can we generate in direct bookings. So let's pick a nice 50-room boutique hotel, and let's say that the average rate is about $200 a night, and guests are staying a little bit more than 2 nights, as is the industry average. The occupancy rate is a nice, healthy 70%, a little bit of seasonality in there, and they're doing about 20% of their bookings directly online, important channel. So in that scenario, on a monthly basis, there is about $90,000 of revenue that is unrealized on a monthly basis. If I have a nice small inn or a B&B, we take it down to 5 rooms and it's about $9,000. So either way, that's real money. Now we start to think about how we can improve your business with a digital marketing system. And typically, for a property of that size with that much fallow inventory that is not being marketed and sold, we would, in the worst case scenario, increase occupancy about 2%. Usually it goes up to about 4 or 5%, and we do that by driving more traffic and converting that traffic on your new website. So let's stay still with the disaster worst case scenario. That's about $72,000 of incremental yearly revenue that we would be driving for you for a yearly investment that ranges in size of rooms from about $3,000 up to $10,000, depending on the size of the property and number of rooms. So we think about order of magnitude return on investment for that yearly subscription. And someone else has asked, well, I paid once for my website, and why should I pay you every year? The answer is you actually don't pay once for your website today. For a static website, there's ongoing maintenance costs to make changes into that site, and again, we'll revert to the slideshow here. To make changes that are actually relevant, like you want to run a timely promotion, or you want to get ready for a Groupon or a living social event that you're running, to make those changes typically has fees associated with it. There are also maintenance fees, and if you want to make a change and mobily optimize, that costs something extra. If you want to optimize for Facebook, that costs something extra. In contrast, with a digital marketing system, beyond the flat fee that Buuteeq and BookingCenter take on for the digital marketing piece and the booking solution piece, respectively, you're going to monetize all of the additional traffic and conversion that come into you directly. So that's an important distinction on cloud-based digital marketing systems from standard sort of doing it the old way, the static way, the slow, complex, expensive way. And just looking more at a couple of other questions, we have Jason and Jason on the line. I've been talking for a little bit of time here. And Jason, do you guys want to add some comments or insights to what we've been going through today? A-OK from Jason and Jason in Nova Scotia and in California. So one of the things another question that's come up is how easy is it to, not so much how much does it cost and the ROI, but how hard is this to do? It's actually quite simple to do. One of the things that we've enjoyed in Buuteeq and collaborating with BookingCenter is that it's very easy for a boutique customer that's already live and up and running and enjoying all of this to get up and running with BookingCenter, and vice versa. So it takes really about half a day of work to move photos, to move location, points of interest, and other pieces of data and content that are going to be really, really compelling to guests over into our system. And then our system is securely hosted with Amazon, and that allows for security, it allows for speed, it allows for elegance, and it's a better, safer, faster environment, whether it's mobile, social, or web, to have guests experience your brand. So it takes about half a day of your time to get up and running. And then once you're up and running, one of the nice things about a digital marketing system versus the old way of doing it is when you want to make a change, it could be a photo on the homepage. It could be a new point of interest like a coffee shop or a restaurant or a museum or a cultural point of interest that's not far away from where you are. All of that is very, very easy to change and enhance and improve. So in retrospect, you can really, really make it easy for you to make changes on an ongoing basis. And Jason, now that I've unmuted you, apologies for that, now you can make some comments on what we've seen this morning and afternoon, depending on where you are.
Not a problem at all. No, I mean, that's great. I mean, I guess, I don't know if the questions have come across yet, but basically I'm assuming a question might come about is how does the integration from Boutique to BookingCenter and the cost and so on. Again, it's very seamless.
Yeah.
There's nothing you really need to do if you currently have a BookingCenter booking engine. The cost stays exactly the same. Nothing changes there, and we seamlessly integrate for you on your behalf.
That's right.
From a BookingCenter standpoint, there's nothing you really need to do, which is a great
thing. It's very, very easy. In fact, let's just show that as a concluding point for the session today. Great point, Jason. There's no extra cost beyond what you're already paying for BookingCenter to. There's a yearly subscription with Boutique, and that's very much based on the ROI that we are delivering for you on size of rooms. And happy to talk with you more about that offline. So here, when we see what reservation system you choose with Boutique, as a BookingCenter customer, you would go into a third-party CRS. BookingCenter is the default. You have a set of very, very clear and discoverable site IDs and chain codes that BookingCenter will help you administer, connect, and then you're up and running. And your guests will love you for it because they not only find you more easily with Boutique, have a super compelling experience on what room to book, but also when you book now you are enjoying that elegant presentation layer of Boutique. These are days where the hotel is full, which is great, good for them. And when I pick the days that I want, I'm in an elegant system that has the brawn and the might and the 20 years of experience that BookingCenter has all laced together with this nice presentation. So that's a great, great point. Very, very seamless, easy to do integration. Well, this is a short and sweet webinar today. We're going to be doing a series of these, talking about different topics over time. Next week, we have what I would call the home and away series going on with Boutique and with BookingCenter. Boutique is going to be presenting on Tuesday, and BookingCenter is going to be presenting on Wednesday, and we're looking forward to that. So I'm going to sign off now. It's Adam again saying thanks so much for taking time. I totally appreciate it wherever you are in the great, great world of ours. Special thanks to Jason and we'll look forward to doing this again and to taking on more questions. You can just send them to info@buuteeq.com, and we are very, very happy to follow up with you. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.